Welcome to Attican Plays Railway Empire.
Knoxville and Jackson can now be reached. Connect them to your rail network as quickly as possible and deliver weapons to the cities.
Okay.
It won't be long now until the fighting flares up there.
Okay, they want
There are
weapons.
now also induction stations in Chicago, St. Louis, and Columbia. For this reason, the number of passengers to Knoxville and Jackson has increased. Make sure they all arrive on time.
All right, so
The president is worried that your trains will be attacked repeatedly in the future. The Confederates want to sabotage our supplies.
okay, stop.
Now it is said that he who buys treasury notes proves he is a true patriot. 2,500 workers are in my service, selling them throughout the land. This is also my service to our country.
Sorry. Okay. All right. So after all that, what did all that mean? Slow this down. Okay, 12 weapons to Knoxville, and 12 to Jackson, and 2,000 passengers, and we've already done 1,400. So the passengers won't be much of a problem. Doesn't look like. Let's see. Knoxville. Okay, not Nashville. Knoxville. Knoxville's. Jackson's right there. Where's Knoxville? Oh, here it is, hiding in the mountains. So we need to take weapons here and weapons here. So I think what we'll do is just keep putting them in this warehouse in Nashville and then run them down to these other two places. So I think what I'd like to do here is really just kind of blow this up. And I think I'd like to just simply put a warehouse. And we'll do just a warehouse. We'll give a signaling control, but it's just a regular warehouse. And I want it to hold weapons. Let's have it hold 20 weapons. And then we'll run a line. Like so. Give it a couple of supply towers. We'll have a line that comes from here and goes to here. And I am going to run it full. I'm going to say you got to be full to go. And then coming back, you do not pick up weapons.
The recruits have arrived in Knoxville and Jackson. That is a massive boost for our troops.
Okay, we finished our passenger task. Now we need to go to Knoxville from here as well. So what we're going to do with that, I think we'll do that straight out of here. We're going to go get that supply tower right there and then go up like this. And come in, and I think we'll blow this up too. And we'll put a warehouse, and we don't need it. We'll put warehouse with signaling control. We'll put it attached to Knoxville, and we'll run this one out. Let's see, is that the right one? No, it should be the far one, like that. Got one supply. We'll give it another one up here. And again, I am going, well, am I? Yeah, I'm going to take a chance, run another one full. I almost wish I had a regular warehouse here, not signaling control. And from here, I got to put weapons. I got to turn weapons on on this warehouse. And I'm only going to set it at 20, so we don't just keep carrying them when we don't need to. I'm going to put a security guard on it so we don't get robbed. And I'm going to say from here, you do not bring weapons back. Okay. So that should give us trains. Bad condition. Let's put repairs right here. Okay, what we got here? All we need is our weapons. We've got, just go. Go, go, go. And I should take this train right here. Now, did I not put robbery individual? Do you want to pay the compensation? No, of course not. This train right here, I want to put a security guard on this one. And I also want a security guard on this little guy right here, our little shuttle one.
Sometimes I find the enthusiasm with which our compatriots invest in the war abominable. But if they didn't, we would be doomed.
I'm thinking Toledo. It really doesn't matter here, but we'll promote Louisville. And Louisville could take a third industry, and we might as well make money from it. And it might as well be something that that's right there next to them. Let's do the dairy farm. And put a dairy farm right there. Let's see. Do we have the money to upgrade this? We do. One more. No. Can we upgrade this? Oh, it's private. See, he's already upgraded to level 2. Our chemicals, we want 3.2, and we want 3.2 weapons. Okay. 300, if we'll get one more star, and we'll get the mogul, and we'll switch all of our freight over to the mogul if we can afford it, which we should be able to at some point. Are we making any progress? Okay, we've gotten 8 to Knoxville. Robbery, Indianapolis to Louisville. No, we don't care. Okay. Oh, look at this population of Louisville, 180,000. This is looking great. $3.2. We need 1.6 lumber. Let's see, are they matching us here nicely?
Granted, I'm profiting from the war, but that's the way the Treasury bill business is. Our side is winning thanks to this, and there's also a little something in it for me.
Okay, now this train right, shoot, this train right here, we're gonna let him make this delivery. Then he's gonna stop. Actually, we're gonna change his route, and we're gonna tell him to go here. As soon as he makes this delivery. Okay, now he's got a new route. He'll go to the other one. Otherwise, he's just going to keep stealing the weapons that we're trying to send to Jackson. So we'll get, and we've really got, man, they're robbing this. No, I don't pay blackmail. These trains right here could really use some security guards. Here we go. Now we'll get the mogul. Let's see if we can replace all of them. We can replace them all. Now we're going to run the Rogers mogul. Faster, more powerful train should improve everything. And another security guard for you guys. Okay, here goes a full load. And so this guy here, he's got 4 now. So we can just say, okay, why don't we let you run with 4? And that will give us 12 up here, and that'll finish the task. And I think we'll stop right here.
Some newspapers have been critical of my dealings with treasury notes. Well, I guess I'll just have to buy these newspapers up.
That's a pretty good way to handle your problems with the press. Just buy them. Okay, so we should be done here with our 12 and 12. Oh, look at this. We had a guard on board and prevented the attack. Good job, guys. And that doesn't that do it? Okay, now we've got a. Why didn't we get credit for all 12? There's a military depot that creates a demand for. Shoot. He has a demand created for weapons of 7 a week. So in other words, as many as you can send there, they'll take them. But for some reason, they've only absorbed 10. And there's none in there, and we took them 12. So that is a little strange. And I see something weird right there. Why does this one have 2? I see what happened. Son of a gun. That train took 2 of them. It went from the warehouse. He took 2 out of the 2 that didn't get used immediately right here. The city was absorbing them. It took the 2 and took it back. So I failed to tell it not to bring anything back from here. So we should already be done with this task, and I goofed up. But this looks like 8 on its way. And I'm also going to stop that train. Shoot, slow down. This train right here needs to just go away. He's the one that was just shuttling them warehouse to warehouse. We don't need that. Now we've got a train that should be headed up here. Did we not? Yes, he's got a full load. So when that gets up there, then we'll finish off this task. Let's go back and get some of this more passengers, more money kind of stuff that we left out. We got the Mogul. We got the American if we want to run any express lines. And we're just, oh, Chicago, St. Louis, and Columbia. Well, we had St. Louis already set up. We have Columbia going this way. We didn't put Chicago on our system. We could have Chicago run down to Indianapolis, which would then link them into Louisville, but I don't think we need to, honestly. Where's our train? All right, get moving, train. All right, so that's going to wrap up this episode when that train pulls in down here and Jackson consumes these. And quick note, that's how that works. If you put stuff in a warehouse, the city consumes it at whatever rate it needs it. So the city of Jackson has this special building, a military depot, and that creates a demand for the weapons. So it'll take 7 a week. So that's just a lot that it'll take. So when we get down here and put more in this warehouse, the city will consume them.
The weapons deliveries have arrived in Knoxville and Jackson. Perhaps now we can turn the course of the war in our favor.
So now we see what we have to do.
The war is drawing to a close.
Grow Atlanta
and
move
passengers
from Louisville to Atlanta without stopping. And we'll come back and work on that. You know what? I take it back. We're just going to keep going. We're going to finish it off in this episode.
We'll soon have to accommodate lots of returnees.
I take that back. It's just too little.
The induction is taking place in Louisville now. Transport a large number of soldiers from there to Atlanta so they can help with the reconstruction.
All right, so what we want to do...
Maybe we can even end the war. To do so, we'll have to transport troops and goods efficiently. Then the southern states will see that fighting is futile.
Okay, we just automatically received all this stuff. We got all of the general's tracking stuff, and I just can't stand the mess. So forgive me for a minute. I'll be right back after I finish demolishing all this stuff. Okay, so I had fun and just went out and deleted everything. Oh, I missed a couple here. Hold on. When you delete the supply tower, sometimes it leaves a little piece of track behind. There we go. Okay, so I deleted all of the general stuff. He has been wiped off the face of the earth. So what we have to do now is grow Atlanta to 60,000 and run a bunch of passengers from Louisville to Atlanta. And that's, you know, we couldn't ask for a much easier way to end this. What I want to do is really set up a dedicated passenger mail line between Louisville and Atlanta. And I want to set up city growth in Atlanta. And of course, the easy peasy way to grow Atlanta is just do beer meat. They have beer in Atlanta. We have meat in Knoxville. Knoxville doesn't really have, I see another little hanging thread there. That's probably one too, yep. Okay. Where else can we get meat? Augusta has, no, they don't. Jacksonville does. Okay, what we could do is run, they have meat. We could run a beer meat line between Atlanta and Jacksonville with a nice little pass-through. Why don't we do that? Let's do a pass-through warehouse right off of this grain so it's picked up in both directions. Uh, we can run meat up to Jacksonville, load up that warehouse with some goodies, and run a pass-through warehouse between Atlanta and Jacksonville, and that will grow Atlanta beautifully. Then all we need is a nice passenger line, and what we're going to do there is we're going to put in. Let's just start with a little small station and put it in here in Louisville, and we're just going to let it go over top and around and through. We don't want it really involved with anything we've already done, except maybe, it can pick up some supply towers and go like this and come right into Atlanta. And Atlanta, we're going to give it a small train station as well. Let's see, I want to like this, a little passenger station like this, and like so. Now let's see here. Do not like tunnels, prefer bridges. That'll work. And come back down here to the other side and tie it off like this. We'll put repairs on both ends once I get it set up, and we're going to run signals like this. There's no junction, no merges, so we will just put in supply towers. Remember the rule about the if you're crossing supply towers that already exist, and we did cross some, you have to make sure you get your signals all the way on both sides of the supply tower, so to speak. Now we can set up a passenger and mail only line between that station and Atlanta. Yeah. And we can run the Rogers American, which is a good express train. We can give it dining, caboose, and mail car. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And we'll run 5 back the other way. We'll run Atlanta to Louisville, passenger and mail. Rogers American. 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, now the ones going this way are the ones that matter. But that'll get that going. And now all we have to do, like I said, is set up a simple little 2-city cluster, Jacksonville, which is a nice, actually a surprisingly big city, to Atlanta, and that'll grow Atlanta beautifully. So let's get a warehouse with signaling control. We'll put it on, I guess we're going to put it on this, and you'll see we may do something a little different in addition to this. We're going to put it on that. Then we're going to go to Jacksonville, and we're going to put in a train station with signaling control right there. It's really clumsy how it comes right out onto that elevation change, isn't it? That'll do. Okay, we're going to put up here in Atlanta, we're going to put a station, train station with signaling control. Like so. Huh, what's the matter with that? There we go. And so we set up a line that goes city, warehouse, city, warehouse. We're going to do it freight only. Run the mogul. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I'm going to be lazy and put them all out of this end, running to Atlanta. Then what we want to do is fill up this warehouse. So this warehouse is going to automatically get, oh, we're going to expand this warehouse too. I want a large warehouse. Corn, logs, sugar, milk, veggies. Max, go. And then we're going to just run those items in there to that warehouse. So we're going to go over here and get milk. Run some trains in with milk, and then we want veggies. You know what? I'm going to do, rather than have that extra connection, we're just going to run it in like this. It's getting a little busy in there. There's no reason for it to be that busy when we've got another pair of sockets over here we can use. Make sure we go on the other side of the tower and set signals. Okay, that's 3 items. Then we want logs. Now the logs, we're going to run logs directly into Atlanta because they have a sawmill. And we're going to run logs into the warehouse as well. So, whoops, sorry. So there, I'll follow my rule. If you've got a tight curve, set the inside first, because you know the outside will fit. You don't know it'll work the other way around. logs. We've got logs. We've got milk, veggies, wheat. We need sugar and corn. Corn's right up here, and sugar's right down here. Well, what do you know? Okay, we'll get sugar right down here. Now we created an intersection, so we got to check it out. That one is too close. This one is probably okay. I'm going to take it out and then put it back in and see if it'll fit. No, see, it doesn't like it. So we'll take that one out too. Otherwise, we should be good, I think. Maybe this one is too tight. Let's find out. No, it went right back in, so it was fine. Okay, sugar. And one more, corn. Go over here and get corn. I think I see another little piece of track. I need to go over there and, whoops. Well, again, with the bad driving, stop that. Let's come in here and join with this guy. Set our signals, and we did make an intersection, so we need to check, and that one is too short, and that one is too short. And that ding was, I had to reset a train to get it out of the way so I could make that change. So now what have we got? We've got a passenger mail line running directly from Louisville to Atlanta. That's going to do our passengers. And we've got a two-city cluster between Jacksonville and Atlanta with a pass-through warehouse. That'll help Atlanta grow and support Jacksonville. And the one thing I haven't done, we need to set up cattle going directly into Jacksonville to make sure that that meat production stays up and it makes enough meat for both cities, and that's a hangover. That's probably the bottom of of what used to be a supply depot there. So we'll run up like this, go into Jacksonville and return. Okay, and a supply tower. We didn't make any junctions, so we don't have any short blocks. We'll go run full to here. And run the mogul. In this case, we can put a refrigerator car because we are going straight into the city. Okay. Now, I think I put a note in here about this, but Dave C., thank you for reminding me that I can hit enter to confirm those choices and don't have to go all the way up here to do it. So we've got cattle coming into Jacksonville. Atlanta can get wheat through the pass-through, but because it has wheat, I'm going to give it another line. I'm actually going to create a line that pulls directly to make sure that Atlanta gets all the wheat it would like. We're just going to go down here. We can absolutely just join into the other line, but we'll just make a direct line because we got all the money in the world. We don't. Lost the reason to care at this point. Okay, so, whoops. Get over there. Set our signals. Go on the other side of the supply depot and set signals. Put some trains on this. And here, whoops. And here again, we can use the refrigerator car. I think it actually helps with wheat, believe it or not. Got Atlanta growing, barely growing, but it should get better and better and better as some of these goods from our warehouses start getting in there. We could use fruit and cloth, wouldn't hurt a thing. And okay, so we're looking good on that front, and let's see what we've got going here. Yeah, we've got trains already humming and making money for us, actually. And the making money, it's not that we need money, it's just that that's a good sign that we're hauling people. I'm sure who's going to bid against us now. I would have thought our competition was gone. Okay, and research. It kind of... Now, this is worth noting. You can go backwards. See, we started here. You can go back. You can go back to kind of legacy research, and oftentimes you can find really nice ones, like number of passengers increased by 8%. So once you get kind of the key ones you want here, is think about going back, scrolling back and picking up some of these. They're not always all available, but some of them will be. And we did pick up, it looks like, some of his staff, so we'll put those on jobs. Don't need money, don't need an auctioneer, don't need an analyst, there's nobody to analyze. I'm assuming, he's still there, it says. We can't buy him, but he has no track. I guess maybe we were supposed to run him. I don't know, but I much rather get rid of him and run my own track. Okay, so let's kind of let me keep this running, and then while we're getting this done, you can see we're in great shape. Atlanta's growing. We're getting more and more passengers. So let's just talk about. First of all, I do want to talk about that right there was a defect in the mission script or whatever. We didn't transport any passengers, and as I recall, when we first got that task, it said we had 1,400 done almost immediately, when we weren't running any. So there's got to be a mistake there, but the rest of it seemed to work okay. So let's recap kind of what we did. To establish our economic engine, we set up a hybrid rapid expansion beer meat, and I forgot to. I noticed when I was actually editing the first part of this, I noticed I forgot to do this, so I'll do this real fast. Forgot to run the cattle over to Toledo. Hadn't hurt us at all, but it's just a miss. It shouldn't have happened. And why Toledo has that, why aren't we getting any? What did I just set up? Oh, I wonder if I'm sorry. I didn't give it the other end of the line.
Atlanta is growing again, and the returnees in the city can be catered for too. A disaster has been averted, thanks to you.
Okay, so we've got Atlanta grown, and we're almost done with our people. So again, what was I saying? We've set up our hybrid rapid expansion with beer, meat, Toledo, and Cleveland. We ran beer from Cleveland into our kind of our center of this thing in Louisville, our target city, and then we ran meat from St. Louis into it, and we set up beer meat between Columbia and St. Louis to help those grow and make some money. Ran cattle into St. Louis, grain into Columbia. We also got a bonus, and we ended up connecting Rock Island and see Rock Island is growing because it's getting beer and meat, right? And it's got this lumber industry, and it's right next to logs, so it's probably doing okay, and it's even grown to the point where it could take another business. And if we wanted to keep playing, we would just keep expanding. We don't, but I think we're done. I believe this is the last task. I couldn't swear to it. We might get something else, but I truly believe this is it. I think once we get all this passengers carried up there, and let's just look at our express goods. How many people want to go to Atlanta? Passengers a week, 13. Man, that's a lot. That's a lot. We could probably run even more trains than we have. And I'm a little suspicious why isn't it moving. Am I in the wrong spot? I'm in the wrong spot. Here they are. Here comes the trains.
You have transported the recruits from Louisville to Atlanta. The inhabitants of the city will be relieved.
Okay,
you
so
did what was...
let's see how we did.
The Confederate States surrendered in April 18.
Nice little cutscene. We're going to skip that one. And we got 8 out of 8, 20 out of 20. Perfect score. Took us a little under 2.5 years to get done. President rating, of course. So I'm going to go back to continue playing because I didn't really finish off my thoughts. So that hybrid rapid expansion gave us an economic engine. That plus the fact that we just loaded up Louisville. In this one, we used warehouses pretty extensively. We used warehouses to store up the goods for Louisville to help it grow, and we used another warehouse to support our weapon industry so that we could get raw materials in there and create the weapons. Now, one thing I goofed, I want to clear something up. Look at the size of Louisville, 262,000. But one thing where I goofed, the weapons industry. Remember when I upgraded it 2 levels? I upgraded it and took it up to level 3. I should have upgraded it 1 level, then upgraded the chemicals and all the raw materials to match it so that I was supporting that level. And then, as we had more money, gone up the next level. It was silly to go up 2 levels with this, but not be able to make all the other items that it needed go up at the same rate. So just make sure you kind of keep those in sync. And what I'm talking about is the weapons industry needs 3.2 iron. So what you want to do, if you've got it set at that level and you want to keep producing at that level, you want to go out and make sure that your iron source, see, it's only producing 1.6. It really should be producing 3.2. Now it is matching the production needed in the plant. 3.2. The chemicals factory is at 3.2, right? So it matches. We need 1.6 lumber, which Indianapolis is more than producing. They're doing 3.2, but keep in mind too that we probably have a need for lumber in the city here, beyond just what's needed in the plant, but still we're getting good satisfaction of that. So it all worked out great, but I really should have done that step at a time and kept them all in sync. So keep that in mind as you start working on these things where you're upgrading stuff. And somebody asked me about, it was actually on a different video, but do you have to upgrade the mines and farms and stuff you own? Absolutely. It's the only way they get upgraded. This is a level 3 because I've upgraded it twice. Now this coal over here, we don't own it, but look at that. It's already been upgraded to a level 4 by the private owner. So one of the things you can do, really it's a good trade-off, or a good thing to think of, is if you really want to go faster than you think the AI is going to go, buy it and upgrade it yourself. If you're tight on money, let the computer own this, and he will over time keep it in sync with what he thinks he can sell somewhere else. So like the owner of this coal is matching up with all the demand that we're creating down here, and that's why he's up to a level 4. And it didn't cost us anything to get it up there. We also talked about research, kind of coming up with a strategy. We also talked about the fact that there's typically two branches of research. There's company and construction, where you improve your company and your ability to build things and staff and stuff like that. And there's trains and locomotives, where you can research better trains, and then you can make them more reliable. You can make them run longer, and occasionally they'll mix something in like ticket prices and stuff like that. Things like that kind of, to me, more or less go on the other side as well. And here too, you can go backwards and pick up some good stuff here, like 8% transportation fee, more mail profit, more power, all that good stuff. Some of these you automatically get by being in a later date, but then you can go back and pick up some others. So keep that in mind when you're doing your research. Target your research to support what you're trying to get accomplished, and come up with some way to build an economic engine. And we said at the very start, figure out what's different about the mission or scenario you're playing and adjust your strategy to match that. So hopefully this helped you, and it'll help you as you go in to start playing some of the scenarios to allow you to plan for them and be successful. I hope you enjoyed this. I hope it'll help you become a better player. I hope you'll like, comment, and subscribe, and join us for our next Railway Empire video. Thank you.